The color of ashes. I was 9 the summer Elijah came to stay with us. The world was all golden fields and skies the color of wet denim, and our house sat like a tired sentinel at the edge of the valley, its white paint peeling like old bark. My father had said Elijah was family in every way that counts, though I had never met him before that humid July afternoon when he stepped out of a rust-speckled pickup truck and into our lives. Elijah had eyes like bottled stormwater, gray with flecks of something darker, and a laugh that made you want to believe in whatever story he was telling. He wore dusty boots and carried a leather duffel that seemed older than time, the zipper clinging to life by stubborn threads. Mama called him brother with a smile that trembled at the corners. He came to stay for a spell, which in the strange language of grown-ups stretched into weeks. In that time, he took over the old shed at the back of the property, turning it into a kind of hermit's den. I'd watch him from my bedroom window at night, the soft flicker of a kerosene lamp casting long shadows that danced like secrets across the warped wooden slats. Elijah's a good man, my father would say. He just lost his way a bit. But even at 9, I knew there was something fractured behind Elijah's smile. Something like hunger, but not the kind food could fix. It started with little things. Loose change gone from the jar by the sink, a bottle of whiskey vanishing from the pantry, then another. My father would grumble, Mama would deflect, and Elijah would shrug with that easy smile. You must have misplaced it, he'd say, eyes glittering. Then came the Sunday afternoon when we drove to town to find our truck wasn't where we left it. We found it 2 days later, parked behind the bowling alley, keys still in the ignition, the glove compartment rifled through like a violated diary. He's family, Mama said again, though she wouldn't meet my father's eyes. That night, they argued in the kitchen in whispers sharp as shattered glass. One day, Elijah took me fishing at the lake, a muddy little patch of water ringed with reeds and dragonflies. He told me about the war, though he didn't say which one, and about sleeping under stars in places where people spoke with bullets and blood. People will lie to you, kid, he said, threading a worm onto the hook like he was stringing a memory. But sometimes you lie to yourself worse than anyone else ever could. He caught nothing that day. Neither did I. But on the walk home, he handed me a pocket knife with a chipped ivory handle and told me to keep it secret. Just between us men, he said, and ruffled my hair. It felt like a badge of honor. It felt like betrayal later. The breaking point came when my father's coin collection disappeared. Old silver dollars from his grandfather, stored in a felt-lined box he kept like a relic from a holier time. My father searched for hours, then days. His eyes grew hollower with each corner turned and each drawer emptied. Elijah denied it. Of course he did. I'd never steal from you, brother, he said, voice rich with wounded pride. But that night I couldn't sleep. The air was too heavy, like the sky was holding its breath. So I crept down to the shed, barefoot in the dew-wet grass, guided only by the moon and the weight in my chest. I opened the door and saw them. The coins, the empty whiskey bottles, the maps with circles scrawled in red ink, and a letter, half-finished, addressed to someone named M. It spoke of plans, of old debts, of needing just one more score. I backed away, heart hammering as Elijah stepped into the doorway behind me. He looked at me, saw what I saw, and something in him just crumbled. Didn't want it to be like this, he said softly. My father never hit him. He just stood there the next morning, the coins in his hands like ashes of some once sacred fire, and told Elijah to go. No yelling, no fists, just silence thick enough to choke on. Elijah didn't fight it. He packed his bag and walked down the long dirt road with his head down and his boots stirring little ghosts of dust. That was the last time I saw him. Years later, I still have the knife. It sits in the bottom of a drawer, buried beneath pens and pocket lint and things I don't want to remember. The blade is rusted now, and the handle cracked. Sometimes, when the air is thick and the house creaks like it remembers, I take it out and run my fingers over the worn edge. Regret has a texture, I've learned. Rough, like the truth, like the color of ashes.